Do you ever wonder why Mica Goval and Gordon Ryan, they do these arm bars and they look completely different than the one your coach teaches you? The truth is, to me, when I watch them, the one your coach teaches you and the ones they do are actually the same if you understand the concept of an armbar. And so if I have Jeff in just a standard, he is on his back armbar, and we're here. One of the simplest ways that Jeff could defend this, if I wasn't good and I didn't know what I was doing, is just to pull his elbow to his body, right? That is always, this is always the first armbar defense you should try. Because the way we control somebody's armbar, or how we start to finish this, is by occupying the armpit space. So when he goes to pull that, notice his arm doesn't go and I could start to attack. So now what we've done is we've created this situation where the only way that Jeff is going to escape is if he can free his armpit. And he could hitchhike or he could do whatever, but honestly, if he just scoots that way, he frees his armpit, and look, he pinches his elbow to his body and I lose the armbar again. And so that is why standard armbar is here, right? When we pinch our knees, when we control the armpit and then the trap, it becomes much, much harder for him to just scoot out and to free that armpit. We can go to our finish. So now we'll talk about seeing Gordon do these arm bars. Sometimes he'll have them with a figure four. Sometimes you saw him beat Roberto Jimenez. He did it with both feet just here, right? And same idea, notice how much control I have in the armpit and on the trap. I'm ignoring the rest of the body because I'm focused on breaking his arm. And so then as long as I'm controlling the wrist here, he can move around, and it's very, very hard for him to move. Then you might see him do a figure four sometimes. And it's the same idea. He can move around, he can fight, he can spin, he can do whatever, but I can still finish. And again, this idea is that he is controlling the armpit and the top of the trap. Okay, so sometimes you'll see a guy try, they see what Gordon does and they'll try to figure four. But since I'm not controlling the top of the trap, Jeff is gonna gain a lot of mobility, and it's gonna be much harder for me to finish those type of arm bars. Then we can even look at what Mica does, which to me is one step further on that concept. So a lot of times we'll see leg position here for him, where he is both armpit and trap, and then to gain control of the rest of the body, he will use his free leg across. And so a lot of times guys will connect their hands, and then it gives us time to go here. And now if Jeff goes to move around, it becomes way harder. We focus on breaking the grip by just focusing on the wrist. Generally, head falls towards the legs. Honestly, with this one, you could fall straight back. It really doesn't matter because you have so much control of the person, but that's how he's able to follow in these arm bars all the time. And so that is gonna be the same whether we were in closed guard or we were wherever. Most people struggle with an armbar. It's almost like this armbar to most people doesn't exist in no-gi. Why? It's because they think of the armbar as an angle and having the leg over the head. And so they go here. Jeff can pull his elbow to his body. If instead I go foot on the hip and I occupy the armpit space, and now go ahead and pull your hip. Look how easy I can hit my closed guard armbar. And so that is the concept behind this amazing armbar that you see Gordon Ryan and you see Mica Goval do.